One fact about Africa that I find very interesting, and I think you will agree with me, is that it is the only continent in the world whose people were not just colonized but were actually captured, put on chains and shipped across the Atlantic Ocean to be sold in the slave markets of Europe and the Americas. Welcome to my channel. I'm on a quest to document and share all the stories that make up the Black experience, and I would love for you to join me on this journey. The Atlantic slave trade was one of the darkest periods in human history. It involved the mass enslavement and transportation of Africans across the Atlantic Ocean to work on plantations in the Americas. The African slave trade had a profound impact on the history of Africa and the African diaspora. It led to the deaths of millions of Africans and had a devastating impact on African societies. Despite this, many people still do know or choose to ignore the fact that the primary language spoken in most African countries today is not their native language, but rather English, French, or Portuguese, which are languages that were imposed on them during colonization. When we talk about colonization in Africa, most people think about Europeans showing up with guns and forcing Africans to sign documents giving them land that they never agreed to in the first place. But what most people don't know or refuse to acknowledge is that before colonization, Africa was a conglomerate of kingdoms, chiefdoms, and republics that were very much advanced for their time. For example, the Kingdom of Ghana, which existed from the 4th to the 11th century, was one of the first great wealth empires in history. It was located in what is now Mali and was known for its vast wealth and its control of the trans-Saharan gold trade. The Kingdom of Songhai, which existed from the 15th to the 16th century, was another powerful empire in West Africa. It was known for its military strength and its control of the trade routes between North Africa and South Africa. Then there was the Zulu Kingdom, which existed in the 19th century in what is now South Africa. It was known for its military prowess and its resistance to British colonization. And these are just a few examples. There were many others, like the Kingdom of Benin, the Kingdom of Oyo, the Congo Kingdom, the Cuba Kingdom, the Canaan Empire, and many more. In addition to these large empires, Africa was also home to many smaller chiefdoms and republics that were also quite advanced for their time. For example, the Kingdom of NRI was a small but influential kingdom in what is now Nigeria. It was known for its cultural achievements and its role as a center of trade and diplomacy. Similarly, the Kingdom of Baganda was a small but powerful kingdom in what is now Uganda. It was known for its centralized government and its military strength. However, despite the sophistication of these African societies, Europeans were able to conquer them with relative ease. And one of the reasons for this was the disunity among African leaders. Most African leaders were willing to do whatever it took to acquire more power, including making alliances with Europeans against their own people. This internal conflict made it easier for Europeans to conquer Africa and impose their language, culture, and religion on the people. For example, the Portuguese were able to establish a trading post in the Kingdom of Congo in the 15th century, partly because the King of Congo was willing to ally with them against his rivals. Similarly, the British were able to conquer the Zulu Kingdom in the 19th century, partly because some Zulu leaders were willing to ally with them against their own people. This use of divide and conquer is a tactic that has been used throughout history by those looking to gain power over others. By playing on the differences between groups of people and getting them to fight each other, it is possible to avoid having to fight all of them at once. This tactic has been used successfully in many parts of the world, including Africa, where European powers were able to conquer vast amounts of territory by playing on the differences between the various African groups. So although Europeans did use superior weapons and had military and technological advantages, they would not have been able to conquer Africa so easily if it wasn't for the fact that many African leaders were willing to ally with them against their own people. If you enjoyed this video, you might also like a video I did on 5 facts about slavery that you didn't know. I'll leave that link here and I'll see you there. Thank you for watching. Be sure to follow me on social media and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And always remember, you matter.